Hey, my name's David. I'm the Plant Powered Runner, and I have a running channel that has about 8,500 subscribers. And I want to show you how much I made on this channel because I'm very transparent. So if you're here just wanting to know the numbers, well, let's start with exactly how much I made. Analytics page, we'll change it for 2025. That's our timeline. And I made $1,356 this past year. So if you're into it just for the number of how much I made, great. We're good. You can either click off or you can stick around because I'm going to dive in to a lot more information here that I think anyone that watches YouTube or is thinking about starting a channel kind of wants to know, right? Because when I got into this, I didn't know what I was getting into. It was all kind of happened by accident, and now I'm here five years later. So it is what it is. So I guess we will start at the very beginning because that's pretty much a good place to start. So I had on this channel last year 172,000 views. The watch time I had was 13,000 hours. Subscribers, 640, and then the $1,356 that I made. Now, it also shows me my top content for this period, and I make a lot of videos based on heart rate training because that was kind of the thing I was really exploring when I started off on this channel, right? Because I was using the Maffetone method, aka slow heart rate training to be able to get faster. So run slow to get fast. That was my slogan. That was kind of my thing. And it is still my thing. And it's amazing how many videos you can make about slow heart rate training. And this year, I'll show you like the top 10 videos that did well this year. And then later on in the video, actually, I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you outside of YouTube and I will show you some interesting data in terms of grouping and kind of where I'm going forward with this channel and how it all kind of weaves together. And again, we're talking numbers with that as well. So let's continue on here. So the first video that seemed to kind of take off, this was actually in December of 2024 that I made this video, and it's the 10 unexpected benefits of slow running. And to be quite honest, I wasn't too sure how this would work. My mother-in-law was in the hospital at the time, and I realized that I hadn't gotten a video out yet. And so I started to brainstorm for a number of hours while I was at the hospital to come up with this video. And yeah, it seemed to do fairly well. Like I was able to pull data together that made sense based on my experience. So that seemed to do quite well. I got about 8,491 views just this year. It didn't include anything from last year, but just this year. That's how well it did. Now, the next one was one I did in February, and it's most runners don't understand this. And this is where I talk about heart rate training and things that, again, a lot of runners don't understand a lot of things when it comes to training because either they don't have a coach, they just started running, they've made mistakes in the past, they haven't learned from their past mistakes, so they make them again, thinking that, oh, okay, I got to learn from that. But, you know, life happens, right? So I kind of go through that in this particular video. And that came out in February, and that had 4,687,000 views. The third one was what nobody tells you about building running endurance. And that's a number of things that I was kind of going through because as I was training, I realized that there was things that people hadn't really told me. And again, you learn on your feet. You learn by putting in the reps. You learn just by going out and running the miles. that's just how you learn. And so this video seemed to do quite well. I had about 4,000 views, and it came out in June 2025 last year. Next one. Okay, so this one's interesting. This one, there's quite a bit of data in this one. But I compared 3 low heart rate training methods, and I was surprised. And I was surprised at the end of that one. And that came out in March of 2024. And the view percentage is 42, almost 43%. Like, that's 7 minutes of view time on this video, and it had 3,886 views. So that is still running really well. I'm pretty happy with that. The next one came out in July, and it's why running slow is the fastest way to improve. This one here had 3,342 views, but my watch time and the duration was really low. And so I kind of lost a lot of people at the beginning of the video. I'll share with you that in a minute. But there was like only 29% viewing at the end of this video. So it kind of just went straight down. Number 6 was the surprising science behind slow running, 3,325. The duration of this one was double the other one. It was 6 minutes and 22 seconds. But again, 29% view duration at the end of it, right? It seems like that's what's happened this year. I need to get better with my storytelling to be able to kind of keep people watching, because, sure, I can front load a lot of information, but I can't put everything at the beginning of the video, because the video just keeps getting longer. And that's the purpose of a video, is you need to have the beginning, the middle, and the end, and you need to have a story arc that goes along with all of that. So I'm learning. It's something that I need to get better at. Where are we? So October of this year, I was working on my thumbnails, really trying to improve the quality and what I was putting out, make it so it's something that you're like, whoa, I got to click on that. And so I've been working on that. So why most runners fail at heart rate training and how to fix it. I thought that was a pretty good title, because it's why do runners fail at heart rate training? And then, so now that I know how they fail, how can they fix it? So I thought I'd kind of combine those two. And it seemed to be okay. 3,000 views, 3 minutes and 50 seconds with 30% view time on that. So again, not one of my stellar ones. I mean, seriously, if I go back, if I made another one like I did number 4, like that's 7 minutes, and that's 42%. And that's why that one has continued to move really well. I have another one that came out just not that long ago that's actually doing really well. So this is just for last year. Then number 8 was how to connect my Polar H10 to the Kuros Apex MAF training. And that was a how-to video that I thought I would put together. That was February 4th, 2021. So all this time, and it's still in the top 10. So again, not a high view percentage. So it's got 21%, but 2,552 views. Next one is number 9, and that's I didn't listen to my wife. I stopped running, and it's kind of self-explanatory. It kind of goes into some of my personal journey with running and what happened. 2,477 views. And then the last one in my top 10 was what losing weight really does to your heart rate that no one tells you. And that had 2,455 views. It's kind of fascinating looking at this, right? So those were like my top 10 videos this year. That's how much I made. So let's dive into, okay, this is just content of videos. Let's go to audience. So with my audience, so they have these things in here where you can take a look at your audience by watch behavior. So these are your new viewers, casual viewers, and regular viewers. And so I have my core group, right? It's got 13.3% of the people that were watching my videos are my core. And then casual, they'll watch, but it's maybe not every single one. And then new viewership is new viewers who have just discovered my channel, who have kind of come in and are starting to go through my videos. So those are the watch behavior of those. Now there's also, it shows you which videos that they were watching. So I can see like new people were watching these particular videos. And then if I look at my casual, it shifts, right? It shows me a different view of what people are watching, and then my core audience, what videos. And there's a distinct difference because the core viewership of this channel is very invested in me as a person and in my journey of running. And so they watch a number of videos that really kind of they watch everything. You guys watch everything that I put out there, and it's really cool to see. But there's certain things that kind of triggers people in new and casual and whatnot. So my viewership is down this year from last year, the amount of subscribers I've gotten, because typically if you get some videos that just hit really hard and that just kind of sales, tons of new subscribers come in from everywhere. But what I found is a lot of my core audience is already subscribed and they're already watching. So to get a number of videos to kind of go a little bit viral, right? It takes, I don't know how it works. I try to figure it out, but I think I'm doing something right. But again, I don't know. This thing just kind of does its thing. YouTube, right? I got used to have, channels your audience watches, and what your audience watches, right? But those aren't there anymore. Like I lost those like a couple of years ago. So I don't know what anyone's watching anymore. I have to get my viewership up. If I get like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 on a number of videos, all that data populates itself, but I haven't had any big hits in the last little while. So I think that's what I'm noticing. And then it just shows me when my audience is online. I'm noticing a lot of people that watch my channel, 46% is on a mobile phone, 24% is on a computer, and 20% on a TV, right? Which it's cool. It's quite interesting. And my watch time from subscribers. So my subscribers, it's 37% of you watch, which is amazing. That's higher than I've seen a lot of other channels that kind of put out videos like this. So that's really cool. And then the not subscribed, these are a lot of like the new people that haven't really made a decision to subscribe yet. I mean, that was almost 63%. So that was encouraging. A lot of you were from the United States, 37% is from the US. A lot from California, huge number from California, Texas and New York and places like that. The United Kingdom, right? That's my second one, 9.5%. Canada, 7.3%. Germany, 2.3%. And Australia, 2.1%. So that is really cool. And then when it comes to male and female, 93% is male and 6.7% is female. That number of female is growing. So if you're a female and you're watching, thanks, I appreciate it. It's kind of nice that you've joined. And for all of the males here, hey guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. So in finding, it's interesting that, 18 to 24-year-olds, that's kind of popped up. I got 1.7%. That was never there before. 25 to 34-year-olds is 14.2%. That's grown. 35 to 44 is 24%. That's grown as well. 45 to 54 is 29%. And 55 to 64 is 22.5%. And over 65 plus is 8%. So it's really kind of all over the place, and it's kind of growing on kind of both ends, which is really nice to see. So we'll dive into a little bit more of the numbers here. So this just kind of tells me kind of what months, I've been earning, like what the amount is that I've earned for each month. And December was 105, November 119, October 110, September 69. September is not a good month at all. Neither was October. August, which was 92.5. So anyways, that's kind of that. And then what's interesting is my revenue per 1,000 views, that's my RPM, is that's $8.69. So $8.69 per 1,000 views. That's what I get. And that's been going down over the last number of years. But I think it's kind of the same as last year. I'll show you that in a minute. But and where I make my money is from watching the ads and channel memberships. I appreciate all of you who have been a channel member and who still are a channel member. So thank you. I do appreciate it. Super gifts and super thanks and short feed ads. So again, thank you for all of that. I do appreciate that. So that is pretty fascinating, kind of going through numbers and kind of here. You know what? Let's go one step further because I think it's important for you to see. But this is the back end of all of June, I made 191. February, I made 131. May was 130. And then November 119, March 117, July 113, October 110, December 105, August 92, April 84, September 69, and anyways, January doesn't kind of work because now I'm in the middle of the month and it doesn't do the numbers correctly. So anyways, it's kind of a little bit messed up. But those are those numbers. So now I want to show you, nobody has seen this. Nobody has seen this at all. So these are all of my years of being on YouTube, all months, views, impressions, returning views, revenue, subscribers, dislikes, likes, shares, all this kind of stuff. I've put it into this spreadsheet. And I've kind of put it together each year that I've been on YouTube. So even 2020, I mean, I wasn't even really fully monetized that particular year. But this year has been the lowest amount that I've made on YouTube to date. It wasn't a good year. And there's a couple of reasons for that, and health and inconsistency, and just my mind. In September, it was just like a really bad month, so I wasn't able to put out the videos I wanted to do. But it is what it is, right? What else? Oh, there's my RPM. So you can see over here my RPM, $7.11, and then $11.21, and then $9, and then $8.97, $8.50, and then $8.52. So last year was lower than this year, so that's always good. New viewers, total impressions that I had. That's how many times my video has been kind of shown to people, whether it's on the sidebar, whether it's on the homepage, wherever you see it. A thumbnail, that's known as an impression. So yeah, I had the lowest amount of views. And you know what's crazy is this year started off really strong. It was going really well. Like January, February, March, really well. April, really well. I was ahead. And then it just backslid, just went off a cliff. So anyways, it is what it is. But again, these are all the numbers from the channel, right? Even my click-through rate on the videos that I've made, people clicking on them. And yeah, so again, it's pretty amazing, the amount of dislikes, amount of likes, the amount of shares. So this year was like the least amount of shares that people have kind of shared my videos. And so it kind of hurts, kind of hits, but I have to be better. I have to be better if I'm going to try to make this, a retirement thing, or whether it's a full-time thing, I don't know, but this is just a small channel. It's a small channel. It's a small niche channel. And so this kind of leads into my the next topic that I really want to talk about. And that is what does well on the channel financially, what doesn't, well, actually what does do well. And I'll share that right now with you. So I've got different buckets. So I have what's known as a slow/Maffetone training and heart rate training videos. I have a personal journey and motivation. I have running benefits and philosophy, endurance and speed training, and then niche gear and extra kind of stuff. Those are my buckets that I have, right? So there's 5 of them. Now, 4 of them are important, and then the other one is like a category of I don't know what this fits. So that's what I talk about. And so with this, there was like the top 5 videos in each category, and when they were published, how many views I got on it, the duration of the video, how many watch hours it got, and the estimated revenue. And so for last year, the best video I had was that 10 unexpected benefits of slow running. And that was what I put out in December of 2024. And so that did really well this year. And so it made me $61, almost $62. And so the next one I had was another one I did in 2024. And that's still going strong, still making money. And it brought in $45, right? That $45 was with 3,000 views compared to the other one that was at above 8,000. So just because a video gets a lot of views, it doesn't mean that it's going to be the one that makes you the most money. What happens is depending on the type of video it is and how YouTube categorizes, and then what advertisers are willing to spend, eventually it comes down to a numbers game, and some videos make more per 1,000 views than others, and that's just the way it goes. So the third one was why running slow is the fastest way to improve, and that one there this year made $10.50. But you can see like their duration, right, of the first 2, 11 minutes, 16 minutes. Those were some really good numbers. The longer people watch, right, that's the game right there. How long do they watch? Do they click, right? Do they watch? And so if I take the average of these top 5, by the way, the ones in green, those are just short videos, and I put each one in for that particular bucket, so to speak. So this group here brings in on average about $30 per video, okay? And the medium is, because again, averages can really skew the numbers, it's about $36, $37 per video. So personal journey, right? That's another category that I've been doing, where I didn't listen to my wife and I stopped running. What happened to me starting over? Again, personal, motivational, and that's where it's at. So 1674 and then 1768, right? So this particular category per video based on this is about $11.82 on average and $12.58 is the medium. Running benefits and philosophy, that's kind of how it ties into like family life and just life in general. That's kind of how I categorize it. So the first one, like the top one in that was $36, but then there was a drastic boom. Like the next one went down to like $12.95. But again, I got half the views. So again, on average, $15.26, but medium, $12.95. Speed and endurance. What nobody tells you about building a running endurance. That made me $33. I had 4,000 views. How to run faster in only 6 weeks. Crazy improvement. Made $17.36. Again, half the amount of views, right? But on average, $17.86 with a medium of $8.55. And then my little niche group, that kind of where everything else kind of goes. That one there was 11:02 on average for the videos and 16:47. So strictly speaking, if I wanted to try to make the most I can from the channel, because this is a business at the end of the day. Yes, I love making videos. I like keeping myself accountable. I like helping everybody, stay on track, teach and learn and everything else. But also making a little bit of money for my time doing this is a really good thing. So I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of that. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I make videos that you like to watch. So what you like to watch is in the data. That's why I go into the data to see what's going on. And that's what it's telling me, right? So slow running, math training, heart rate training, that's number one. That's what you guys like to see, the most amount of views, right? So of my top videos for this year, 33,000 views came from this particular topic, it's telling me. Personal journey, that's another one. Again, it's not the highest one. It's not even the second highest. And it's not even the third highest. But it's something that I like to share. So that will continue. Running benefits, speed, endurance and speed training. That is the next one that does really well. And I will be continuing to do that. These are the buckets that I plan on doing, right? So there's no, like I said, the last bucket is what the last bucket is. It's just kind of a catch-all. So I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot with that. But, heart rate training, slow running, how-to, listicle, personal, these are some topics, that form these particular categories, right? Because I've had a lot of how-to videos do well. Listicles do well with numbers. So again, I'm putting it all together and I'm trying my best to bring good content to the channel. So if you're finding this video helpful, useful in any particular way, please think about liking, commenting, sharing, because it really, really, really does help. And if you have this option to hit the hype button on your screen somewhere, that helps as well. There's so many things that help, but clicking on the video and watching to the end, that is the biggest indicator to YouTube to say that you liked it. Yes, they have all these other ones where you like and you comment and you share. Sharing, it does a lot. Watching to the end does a lot. And then clicking the like button helps, right? So all these things all come together, and at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing. So like I always say, get out and run. I'll see you on the next one. And thanks for being here.